What's up? Welcome into episode 7 of A Few Rows Up. This is the Super Bowl reaction show. Before we get into that, though, we have a review for you. Appreciate you leaving reviews. Again, if you leave a review, I will read it on the air. As you can see, I do a lot of stuff that maybe I don't want to do. So if you want to leave a review where you want me to just read something that I wouldn't normally say, feel free to do that. But this one is a really nice one. It's from Provo All-Star, which is a crazy username. I know this guy, though. He's super nice. It says, next big sports podcast. Preston has been teaching me a lot about sports and sports fandom for years. Stoked to see him on this platform. He knows his stuff. Excited to see how big he builds. I really appreciate that. I'm kind of just doing this for fun, though. I'm not, trying to grow anything too much. I really have a lot of fun with it, though, and it's fun to see it growing. And so if you want to share it with your friends or anything that sticks out to you, or you want to just reach out and chat with me, or if you have any ideas of what I should talk about, please reach out. I'm all ears. We're going to get into the Super Bowl, though. It was a lot of nothing. First downs were at a premium in this game, which, defensive games are pretty fun too. You don't really want to see a super defensive Super Bowl, but it was good. It made it watchable for like 3/4 of it. And I am going to get into the reaction as a 49ers fan because I believe that the 49ers may have lost more than the Patriots last night. This is A Few Rows Up. I thought this was one of the more boring Super Bowls game-wise, but it was one of the better Super Bowls in terms of production. I thought Green Day was good. My brother sort of ruined Green Day for me because he said that the lead singer sounded like Phineas and Ferb, and I can't really unhear that. I do like Green Day, so that was fun, and they still had it. It was also cool when they pulled out all the Super Bowl legends, Super Bowl MVPs, and Steve Young was there. I loved seeing Steve Young just like taking selfies, like he was just having a good time. So that was really cool. Coco Jones was also divine. Her voice is otherworldly, and she did a phenomenal job, in my opinion. Charlie Puth with the national anthem was flawless, and apparently it was an ode to Whitney Houston, which is really cool. And the end of the anthem also included one of the best live shots I've ever seen with the flyover. It was probably done by a crane, but the flyover to Charlie Puth, then back to the flyover, then back to Charlie Puth. It was really, really stunning to see that. Then halftime rolls around, and Bad Bunny was a show. The set was beautiful. The dancers were amazing. And it was cool to see kind of all different kinds of generations of dancers. Did I understand a word of the show? No. Is that okay? Yes. So I'll say this. If you didn't like the music, I understand, like, it's okay. Not, art is subjective. You don't have to like the music. If you were outraged by this show, however, it's probably because you decided beforehand, for reasons I may never comprehend. But whatever. I stand by the partyless phrase that the only thing more powerful than hate is love. And this show was filled with love. There was a wedding. It was a real wedding. And there were families and small businesses represented in this show, and unity, and God bless America, all of America. I agree with all of that. And if that means that I'm woke, then bring me my breakfast. Anyways, we're going to get into the actual game. I just wanted to talk about the production a little bit because I thought it was really cool. Who was the bigger loser in this game, the Patriots or the 49ers? They had to paint the Seahawks in their end zone fine, I guess. But then they brought out Kyle Shanahan and Fred Warner to do some pre-game analysis. They had to wear nice clothes and had to do their hair and stand on their own sideline and talk about the Seahawks. That's crazy little bro behavior, if you ask me. And then in a stadium built by solid defenses, the Seahawks might have delivered the best defensive performance Levi Stadium has ever seen. I truly didn't think that they would allow a point. And maybe they wouldn't have if they weren't already up by a solid amount of points. I started to just root for that, though. I started to just root for a shutout. I wanted to see the first Super Bowl to have no touchdowns. And for a while, it was looking like that was going to happen. The first 3 quarters ended 9-0, and then the teams decided to combine for 30 fourth quarter points for some reason. I said after the divisional round that Sam Darnold might be the most trustworthy quarterback in the playoffs, and I was right. Again, no turnovers. His escapability was great. He was the best mobile quarterback in this game. A game with Drake May, who I thought scrambling was like part of his deal, but there were times when the line would break down, or even just one offensive lineman would break down, and he would just stand there like a statue. It wasn't until the game was out of reach that he remembered he was an MVP candidate, and he got the ball in the end zone a couple times. Look, I get he's young, and I hope he looks at this experience as a growth opportunity rather than a failure, because this is just a start for him. He's 23 years old. But again, Sam Darnold looked like the more experienced quarterback in this game. He's the first quarterback in a stacked draft class to win the Super Bowl, a class that included Josh Allen and Baker Mayfield and Lamar Jackson. He was the former 49ers backup a couple years ago, just a 1-year deal under Brock Purdy, and which is another slap in the face to San Francisco. I truly don't know how the Niners come back from this. As a Niners fan, that Seahawks-Patriots Super Bowl back in the day was like the one thing that I would trash talk Seahawks fans about, and now they've totally made amends to that. So, man, again, Sam Darnold, 0 turnovers in this entire postseason. But this game wasn't all about Sam Darnold. The Super Bowl MVP was Kenneth Walker. 27 carries, 135 yards, 2 receptions for 26 yards. But the thing that impressed me watching him was his patience when he had the ball. New England has an elite defense, and this is the biggest stage. You have every right to, be over aggressive or just kind of be like, have, jitters or anything. But he looked so cool, calm, and collected in this entire game. He ran through every little opening and seemed to choose every correct gap every single time. It was a great performance by him. New England's good, so he didn't just run all over them. But there were times when it looked like the hole was plugged, and he would kind of just turn and look around and see that there wasn't much containment around the edge, and so then he would just go around the edge. And it was remarkable. So props to Kenneth Walker. The MVP of New England was probably Christian Gonzalez, the defensive back. It certainly can't be an offensive player. 79 rushing yards, 3 turnovers, 6 sacks. Credit to the Seahawks, but Drake May was seeing ghosts or something. He missed so many open receivers. I probably knew that this game was over when it got to like 9-0. A 2-possession lead in a game that felt like it was impossible for New England to cross the 50-yard line felt insurmountable. So, congratulations to the Seahawks. Congrats to Seattle. I know a lot of really happy people out there right now, and I'm happy for them. I'm going to get out of here because I don't want to wear this jacket for too much longer. Favorite commercial of the Super Bowl. It was a lot of like AI tech commercials or weight loss commercials. But my favorite commercial was actually the Jurassic Park Xfinity one. The CGI was a little weird at moments, like the de-aging parts, but I thought it was really clever. Taika Waititi directed it, which it's kind of interesting because Taika Waititi and Yorgos Lanthimos directed Super Bowl ads, which kind of tells you where the film industry is at right now. Anyways, thank you so much for tuning in. Please be sure to like, rate, and subscribe. I know this was kind of a short one. The Super Bowl just didn't really speak to me too much, but I hope you guys had fun. I hope you guys were able to attend some fun parties. I'd love to hear your thoughts about the game. And yeah, thank you so much. I will see you next time.